Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I continue to insist that now is an amazing time to be in crypto, and this is the most amazing time there has ever been in my history in crypto to be in the XRP community. And there are so many reasons for this. I want to talk about some of them in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. So I got some stories to share with you. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. XRP shows 2 signals suggesting an exhaustion of downturn. Now, I like to try and stay away from getting too technical here and staying away from I like to stay away from the actual technical analysis. There are dedicated technical analysis channels if that's your thing and that's what you're into. I listen to some of them sometimes, but broadly speaking, like the TA stuff, if you're getting into the very technical stuff, and if you start talking a bunch about Fibonacci, which, as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure it's just a fine Italian restaurant down the street. If you start talking too much about that stuff, my eyes glaze over and you start to lose me here. But that being said, I still wanted to mention here that there comes a time where eventually you run out of sellers, right? I'll tell you what, even if you thought that there's going to be something way catastrophic, there's a good reason XRP will never actually go to zero, because I'll buy it. Like, I'll just buy it all. You can give it to me for, fractions of a penny, whatever. It's not going to happen here. But my point is that you're actually going to run out of sellers at some point in time. And, I know it doesn't feel like that in the moment when price is going down here. But there are indications that we seem to be leveling out here. I want to share with you a perspective from Credible Crypto on that front, actually. There's also this headline from the Crypto Basic: Grayscale possible next move, resuming XRP digital large cap fund after second SEC setback. And so you may recall that one of the terrible things that happened after the lawsuit was initiated against Ripple, and as a result, effectively XRP holders, over 2.5 years ago, at the end of 2020, Grayscale, they exited. They exited their XRP holdings. They dissolved their XRP trust. And so this is on an institutional level. All of that just went bye-bye. And so now, and I understand why, it's perfectly reasonable, we're kind of sitting here wondering here in the XRP community, well, why the hell isn't it back yet? So got some thoughts on that. And then, look, I am optimistic, not because I'm some sort of clueless idiot, but because it makes sense if you're grounded in reality to understand that big picture, the best is yet ahead. That's why. Just in a general sense here. And so I've been saying the whole time that I've been in this space, eventually we'd have, because mind you, when I jumped in 2017, we had never seen $1 trillion market cap for the asset class. And so I said, eventually there's going to be $1 trillion market cap. Eventually we're going to see a multi-trillion-dollar market cap for the space. Both of those things have now happened. I've also said that we'll see a market cap for crypto in the tens of trillions, and then eventually, in all likelihood, well over $100 trillion. And that's counting in today's dollars, not even factoring in what inflation does, because then obviously figures just keep getting stupid higher. But I'm talking about in terms of today's purchasing power with the United States dollar. And I'm not the only one that thinks that this is the most probable outcome, that this is the most likely directionally, which is why I've long said, kudos to you if you're paying attention right now, because almost nobody's paying attention on the entire damn planet to crypto. Look at this headline from the Daily Hodl. Cathie Wood predicts $25 trillion crypto market valuation in 2030, fueled by institutional bidding. And that's what I've been saying. So again, kudos to you for paying attention. And that's why, to me, the ability to be in the world of crypto, I just find it to be so incredibly empowered. We have the opportunity, and I don't think most people are going to make it. Most people aren't even paying attention, but we have the actual opportunity here. There's no better place to invest on the entire planet. And there's never been an opportunity like this in the history of our species. And that's not overstating, that's not to be hyperbolic. I'm living it firmly in reality when I say these things. It's a matter of time, which is why, for me, I'm going to continue, after I purchase crypto, to do nothing. I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold and hold and hold for years and years and years, however long it takes. And then if it becomes an outsized portion of my net worth, then yeah, eventually I sell here. But man, I feel bad for the people that don't know what they're missing, and the people that let their emotions get the best of them and make poor financial decisions and perhaps even sell too soon. And look at what Credible Crypto had to say here, chart analyst. This is a Bitcoin USD chart. And this is just from a few hours ago this afternoon. He wrote, would expect us to form a reversal around here if we are going to see a higher low and continuation up off our lows. If we don't see a reversal here and fully retrace this move up, it doesn't change anything unless $24,800 is breached, which I don't think it will be. And so here you see, he doesn't think what's most probable, and he's talking about Bitcoin, of course, he doesn't think what's most probable is we're going to see a full breakdown like that, but he's saying even if so, as long as we're above $24,800, it doesn't invalidate his thesis for what's happening here from a chart analysis perspective. He thinks what's most probable is even if you go back a little bit, zip on up to the upside, and nothing goes up in a straight line forever. And by the way, actually, I wanted to highlight this too. This is XRP scan website. This chart in the middle of your screen here, it shows the number of new accounts activated. And just for fun, I thought I'd show you what happened yesterday because there actually was a pretty notable jump up. You know, if you go back, and I just went back to the 19th, so, you know, roughly, this chart shows, you know, roughly a week and a half or so of activity. And so you can see in August 19th, there were 1,396 accounts created. And then you had to sell it a little bit higher, close to $17,800, not dollars, the number of new accounts in the days after that. And these are, I believe, frankly, the vast majority of these new accounts created. I think it's almost always a ton of new people jumping into XRP and setting up their accounts. And yes, some could be creating a second account or this or that. But, you know, you see this stuff when there's excitement in the community, and in crypto in general. So, but when it includes XRP specifically, and you see jumps up in price, you see this move, you know, in notable correlation. So I think it's very reasonable to surmise that these are every single day, literally, new people jumping in. And so you could see yesterday with the news, the fantastic news that broke with Grayscale, 2,243 new accounts created. The day before that, before the news, 1,925, so it was still up a bit. The day before that, 1,645. But the point is, more and more people are getting into it, and more institutions are jumping in. And on the institutional side, I would like to see Grayscale jump back in. So here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Grayscale possible next move. Resuming XRP digital large cap fund after second SEC setback. XRP community figures have begun speculating about the re-inclusion of XRP in Grayscale funds following its victory against the SEC and Ripple's earlier victory. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is facing resistance to its onslaught on the crypto industry. The regulator recently recorded its second significant loss to a digital asset-focused company shortly after partially losing to Ripple last month. Notably, Grayscale Investments, a digital asset investment firm, won its lawsuit against the SEC. It accused the securities regulator of acting arbitrarily by rejecting its application to convert the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to a spot-based exchange-traded product. In its lawsuit filed last June, Grayscale argued that the SEC has no tangible reason to keep rejecting spot-based Bitcoin ETF applications, all while accepting futures-based ETFs for Bitcoin. The court agreed to this argument. Following the victory secured by Grayscale yesterday, speculations have emerged on the implications to the crypto scene. Most pundits believe it boosts the crypto market's chances of finally seeing a spot-based BTC ETF. So let's talk about why this matters and why this is big. When you're talking about the Grayscale products here, and they really pioneered this type of product, there's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and there was the Grayscale XRP Trust. The XRP Trust was dissolved. And so what we're talking about here, if you're talking about the trust specifically, we're talking about an investment vehicle designed only for accredited investors. So this is for people in the United States who are accredited investors, very high bar. Almost nobody in the United States is an accredited investor. You have to have a net worth of at least $1 million, not including your primary place of residence, and or you have to have earned at least, if you're single, $250,000 for each of the last 2 years and be on pace to be making it for the current year. So it's not most people, obviously. But still, there are billions and billions and billions of dollars in various trusts that Grayscale is operating here. And after the SEC came in and decided that they're going to try and just wreck everybody's lives, going after Ripple and just hammering everybody in the XRP community, Grayscale dissolved their XRP trust because of the legal implications. So all that institutional money, from all the accredited investors, that was all just gone. And obviously the price of XRP was plummeting at that particular moment in time. So, we're kind of wondering here a couple things. Now that XRP has had legal clarity for about a month and a half, where's the trust? And maybe it's the case, because I don't know the nuts and bolts of this. Maybe it's the case that maybe they are going to start this thing back up, and it's harder to get it going again than it is to just shut the damn thing down. Maybe that's the case, because you have to have people that want to purchase into it. So maybe there's an argument there, but there's still nothing been articulated here. But I want to see this, because look, here's Grayscale's plan with the Bitcoin ETF, and it'll be the same for XRP. This has been their strategy all along. They've got their Bitcoin trust, and so the accredited investors getting exposure to the crypto asset class this way, rather than purchasing Bitcoin directly. And the whole plan is for Grayscale to convert that into a spot Bitcoin ETF. And that's fantastic, because then you're talking about more people can come in. Then you don't have to be an accredited investor, because it would be available, for instance, on the New York Stock Exchange. And so then just everyday Joe Schmo can purchase it, right? And so I do want to see that happen, and I do think ultimately that is what's going to happen, but I want to see the XRP trust come back in the meantime, because inevitably I think there's going to be an XRP ETF as well. I think there'll be a spot XRP ETF, and so I want to see that positioned so that when it makes sense for Grayscale to push for a separate cryptocurrency ETF, that's one that might be in the wings. But it's not going to be as easy if there's nothing in existence. So I'd like to know what the hell's happening right here. And so anyway, the article continues. However, some XRP community figures also believe this victory should motivate Grayscale to re-include XRP to its funds. Riz, an XRP community member, is one such individual. And so he tagged Barry Silvert and wrote, "Congratulations. Win the return of XRP on Grayscale Digital Large Cap. It's time a level playing field." I hope it happens. It would be weird if it doesn't happen. I mean, they're a business, they must recognize the opportunity. And I had heard through the grapevine that their intent always had been to reinstitute the XRP trust once this is all settled and XRP had legal clarity. I was just hoping we would have heard something by now, but maybe it's in the works. And then on top of that, I understand there's a lot going on. They've been in this lawsuit with the SEC. And maybe that's the primary focus. Maybe it is something that's just on the back burner and they are still going to do it. I sure as hell hope so, though. Because I want to see also, after a spot Bitcoin ETF, I want to see a spot XRP ETF. And I think to me, it seems like a virtual certainty at some unknown point in the future that's going to happen. I just don't pretend to know when. But it seems like we're on the cusp of getting one for Bitcoin. So even if it were hypothetically years from now, for XRP, and I don't know, I'm just saying, even if it was a further out potentiality, I still want it. Let's get things positioned here, because I'm here for the long haul. Even after this next bull cycle comes, where I anticipate I'm going to sell the vast majority, if not all, of my damn crypto, I'm gonna do it as things get absolutely ridiculous, and when my crypto becomes an outsized portion of my net worth, I'm going to take massive profits for the first time ever. And then I'm going to just wait for prices to crumble, which is an inevitability. When markets get heated up that much, this is why playing the long swings makes sense to me, especially if it's, you're talking about having an outsized portion of your net worth in something. Well, yeah, but after markets heat up like that, they're going to crumble. Historically, they have. I've already made what I needed to make for my personal position. And then I just wait to jump back in, and I'd start purchasing a bunch of cryptos and dollar cost average in as the market's going back down. So I'll still be doing this. If you fast forward a decade from now, I'm still going to be doing this. Hell yeah, this is where the most opportunity in the world is right now. This is incredible. Almost no humans are even paying attention, which is why I said like 2 or 3 times already, kudos to you for you listening to this, for actually paying some freaking attention to this stuff. Because it's going to be way bigger. This isn't just some kooky guy named Moon Lambo who thinks this. Now we're talking about Cathie Wood, a CEO of ARK Invest. So let's jump into this last piece. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood is reportedly predicting a more than 2,100% increase in the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies in less than 7 years. In a new, by the way, actually, let me pause to state this too. If you're saying that's on the whole, and a huge chunk of the total value in terms of like the money going in is in the world of crypto, it's in Bitcoin, and there's much more opportunity in XRP because there's less money in XRP. I wouldn't be surprised in the least And I'm not making a price prediction because I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong and XRP goes to zero, but I would not be surprised in the least. And when they're talking about 2,100% for the entire asset class increasing over that time period, I would think it would be some multiple of that, way higher, specifically for XRP. I would not be surprised in the least if that were the case. If you're talking about that far out, and because XRP would just have its slice of the pie. And I don't think that's going to go away. Piece continues. In a new interview with Benzinga, Wood says that financial institutions will likely start investing heavily in Bitcoin and other digital assets, driving up the total crypto market cap. She says one catalyst for a flood of institutional investment would be the approval of a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF. The chances of an ETF approval may be more likely after Grayscale's victory against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which will force the regulator to reconsider the digital asset manager's application to turn its Bitcoin trust into an ETF. And here's a quote from Cathie Wood. If institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental Bitcoin supply. The only way to do that is to bid the price up, end quote. And so, folks, there's already not that much Bitcoin available. And the same concept is true for XRP. There's not that much available, not Bitcoin available for sale on exchanges at this exact moment. And so when you're talking about demand dramatically increasing, I think the demand's going to substantially outpace anything that could possibly, occur on the supply side. I think that's pretty damn clear here. Piece continues. According to Benzinga, Wood predicts that the institutional investment would send the current $1.13 trillion crypto market cap up to as high as $25 trillion by sometime in 2030, and Bitcoin would comprise more than half of that total market cap. The veteran investor says that ARK's base case for Bitcoin is a price of roughly $650,000 in 2030, and a more bullish case of about double that. Quote, it's the first global, private, digital, rules-based monetary system the world has ever known. That's a big idea. We think the total crypto asset market in 2030 will be valued at roughly $25 trillion. And right now, Bitcoin, of course, that's the inquote, but Bitcoin now a little over $27,000, at least at the time of this writing here. So, even if, and this is why I say, I'd love to see XRP number one because it's my largest holding, my favorite crypto, and I'm biased, but I don't need that to happen for this to be, just outrageously life-changing. Realistically, if XRP just gets that, whatever the percentage would be out of that figure of $25 trillion, and XRP continues to be in the top 10 cryptos by market cap, maybe number 2 or 3 even, man, I can only imagine what that means. And I think directionally, that's where we're headed here. Way, way, way more money coming. And it doesn't even take that much money coming in to get tremendous multiplier effects, in particular in times of euphoria. Especially as demand is ridiculously increasing as it does during those time periods. So sit tight. I understand that those are the more exciting and fun times. And these are the times when fewer people pay attention, which is why for the 4th or 5th time, I'll just say kudos to you because I get it. For most people, it's not sufficiently interesting right now, but it is to me. I'm one of the weirdos that always finds this stuff interesting. And also, I still argue more importantly in times like this is when it's most important to be paying attention and, positioning oneself. That's what I firmly believe because by the time you see everybody plowing into stuff, and humans will just keep doing that because it's human nature and, it's like the DNA we have now is going to, change, immediately. And it's not like all of the, the 100 years worth of data of seeing how humans behave like this in the stock market and 14 years of data showing humans behaving like this in the, in crypto. You could look at that and you could come to the conclusion I did, which is I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to do the emotional buying and selling, jumping at the top and selling too low. I look at that and to me, that's persuasive. But I firmly believe, I know, humans are still going to keep behaving this idiotic. That is part of my investment strategies, is counting on them to keep doing that. And so I think it's going to happen for the broader crypto asset class and certainly XRP here. So all that to say, I'm just going to sit back and wait And I'm going to get mine because I believe that, like, firmly, again, XRP will continue to be a part of this. And eventually, yes, utility is going to matter, but I mean, it does, like, more than when I jumped into crypto. But it could be a really, really long time before this is all sorted out. And frankly, by the time that happens, the opportunity for tremendous gains, it's probably going to be substantially diminished anyway. So, is what it is. Let people just irrationally plow into stuff, whatever. I'm just going to keep hanging out and having a good time. Because, look, it is fun to be tracking this stuff. And it is the most important time to pay attention. It's not the most exciting. I still find it exciting. The most exciting is during the euphoria. Like, yeah, when we're in those times, I let myself have fun with that just like everybody else. But if you don't do the planning beforehand, it's not going to be as fun. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.